right through this. Milk grain grace my eyelid. Or shit grate my eyelids. Water grace my eyelids. Motion set where sky is. Motion set where sky is. Fire set where sky is. Fire set where sky is.
Feel warm, 'cause I know I'm mama's sweatshirt. Boy, I wanna save the whole wide world, 'cause she's my oyster and I'm her pearl.
Hello world, this is Vaura, and this is the first episode of Vaura Cast. And today we're kind of going to be going into what Vaura is, the energy and vibration and the phonetics behind the word Vaura. And we're going to be breaking down the symbol and what it stands for. So I wanted to start by saying Vaura is basically a seal. In the word Vaura, it starts with a V, ends with an A. So you're thinking of the seal of Solomon, right? It's a seal of our reality. V-A-V, Vav, is Hebrew for six. It's the physical embodiment of A-U-R-A. A-U meaning gold, Ra meaning radiance and light. So it's the physical embodiment so that we could perceive the Most High, Vaura. And that movement is right now just me and Hassan. And then I was going to say something like, yeah, Taiji.
I think that's a great introduction. And a good grasp on what it is, and letting that translate and funnel into something concrete, and efforts and output has pretty much been, since he's brought it to me, or it was blessed. I was blessed with the introduction of Vaura some time ago. It's been grasping it more and more day by day. To let it better funnel into my life and my output, and tap into that source and that set a seal, but it also serves as an ideology and a multitude of different affirmations when we talk about gold and that feeling and Ra and that energy and that seal. So I've been very...
We should definitely talk about Ra. Yeah. What the Ra is.
Go ahead.
Today.
Yeah, you got it.
But before that, I'm going to go into the logo, which is the V, and it's also a bunny. The bunny is drawn from influences of Donnie Darko and Alice in Wonderland and The Matrix. So you think about the bunny being related to time and from time shifting. And yesterday I came to an epiphany that in reality what it signals is a signal of a shift. Because I was exploring what time meant yesterday. I was sending you those.
I watched it.
Those
are insane.
And I can reference those somehow. Maybe I'll put it up on post.
Time is simple. It's the fourth dimension, a measurable parameter. Entropy increases, clocks tick. Space-time bends, the math holds.
No, Mr. Sagan. Clocks don't measure time. They count oscillations within an electromagnetic medium. Your watch doesn't track the passage of some invisible river. It reacts to cyclical energy differentials. Atomic clocks, vibrational standards. They confirm my point.
But the second is defined by the frequency of the cesium atom. That's a temporal unit rooted in quantum regularity.
Exactly. Time is not flowing. It is being inferred from electromagnetic resonance. Tesla understood this. If you wish to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So you assume time exists as a linear axis. I see it as a measurement of field phase.
But time, looking at it as a measurement of vibration and frequency and shift, instead of something that is linear, it is something that is dimensional. And now I see the symbol as a signal of shift, a vibrational shift. So like when you see the symbol, it is like a calling for you to shift
Yeah.
and awaken. And so that's what the bunny and the V represents, is shifting. It's a signal. And Ra, yes, I digress. But what do you think about that? What do you think about those memes I sent you last night?
Dude, I think it's a great contrast and balance because it's brain rot in the sense to it grasps you and hooks you as far as a familiarity.
Yeah.
With the base of it is the Minecraft platformer speed run.
Yeah.
And then they have an AI, the AI voices used from rappers that are like the newer relevant
Yeah.
rappers, but the information, like the knowledge and information and ideologies and systems that were being like displayed and talked about through the AI generated rapper voices are extremely powerful information. Like even at the surface level of iconography, if have never been introduced to this stuff before, that seed is being planted and being watered.
Yeah.
But if I go just one layer past that surface layer and grasp even just the iconography, it holds weight.
Yeah.
So because that stuff obviously is divine, it's tailored towards us, but it's tailored towards a younger mass.
Yeah.
So that actually like fueled a space of optimism for me. Like I became like very optimistic, like to see something of that. Because also like I felt seen in so many ways, but also like a child because I was not familiar with those books. I've like come into proximity with systems and ideologies like IFA and things of that nature. So those rang bells when I heard them. But it's like, okay, this information is truly powerful, and the formatting of it's like brain rot, but also powerful information is like palatable for me. But I'm excited for it to be palatable and grasped by a younger mass.
Yeah, it's like not weaponized, but it's almost like it's taking the system and structure that was used against us, and flipping it around.
No, for sure.
It's like I wouldn't say weaponized because I don't see it as a
what about
weapon.
programmed?
I would say
or engineered.
I would say engineered enlightenment.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you said it's optimized.
Yeah.
And beyond that, like, first off, props to whoever made that meme. I think he was in a process of reposting them because they had gained traction before. That's why like they had like 6 likes or something like that. But
I watched both of them you sent, and it's like, hey, well, I need to save these and come visit these.
I save them and then transcribe them. I have a transcribe.
Oh, fire.
So I have like a system on my phone where I save TikToks, transcribe them, and then GPT them.
Oh, it's fire.
And then from GPT...
You have like a transcriber app?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but
I forgot what app it was.
Yeah, send it to me because I think that's amazing. Like, it's like research.
Yeah, and then you transcribe or you GPT it to where it translates to you because not necessarily everything is going to be tailored to you.
No, for sure.
Right, so you take the transcript and then you use GPT to kind of tailor it to you, and then you ask GPT to save it as a PDF, and then you save it in a folder on your phone.
That's fire. Yeah.
So it's like archival. Yeah. Because if you think even like the method that he used in the meme, it's like archival. It's like packed, dense.
Yeah, as hell.
So it's like, okay, there's key points and key like things that we're hearing, and the reference all throughout the video. So if you say the video, that's already like jam packed.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, this is kind of what Vaura is, right? It's not us, right? We're here as like stewards of a energetic ship.
I'm a vessel, bro.
I'm just, precisely. It's like we're just here to help the flow. And when I saw that meme, I was like, this is Vaura. And it was like, this is so crazy. Seeing this the day before we're gonna podcast, because this is at the forefront of consciousness for me.
Yeah.
Like this is a breakthrough.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing it as, okay, who is the person behind this? And I couldn't find it. And it's like, okay, like that's,
I say just ask the account.
yeah, but I was saying like, that's like the beauty of it too. It's like, it's not flesh and blood. It's like it's rising up out of the soil.
Yeah.
And like,
It's like source power.
yeah, and running through people. And it's like adapting and taking over systems
Yeah.
that were here before, that were previously used against us.
Yeah.
So that's even like internal systems. So you'll have people's skill sets being used in a raw way.
Yeah.
In a radiant, like enlightening way.
Yeah.
And this is like that. This is the mass shift that, you know, I was kind of like thinking, how is it going to happen? Because I felt something, you know, it's like it feels like there's a shift coming, and I was always like, but how? Like, how is it going to happen? And then with time, it starts to unfold, like over there, and then all of a sudden, even the person next to you, like you could see them changing, and coming into a new purpose. Yeah, but yeah, tell you shit.
Type. No, that's definitely beautiful. I like that. That visual language is, you know, parallel to what we see under the umbrella of brain rot. But also that childlike, you know, sparking that childlike or hinting on that childlike familiarity with it being the Minecraft platforming speed run. Because it's like, okay, I'm at ease. I become more at ease as I watch.
Yeah.
And this is perfect. This is a perfect structure for those at a younger and different age bracket. So I was extremely appreciative of that, because it also made me feel good about my scroll. I'm like, okay, this is what it's about, you know. Even though, you know, life's about balance and duality, sometimes my pendulum swings too far from has swung too far from the grasp of knowledge and pursuit of better balance and alignment and things that are just a plus. Not that, you know, the comedy and the just pure brain rot isn't a plus at times. I think it's a good balance, but that, you know, was such the memes that you sent were such a good
Like reset, recalibration.
exactly.
It's like, you know, doom scrolling doesn't have to be that negative and everything. Like you speaking of duality, I have like a ongoing wrestle with duality, like agreeing with it, disagreeing with it. But one thing I say is balance and seeing things from different lights. Like, I don't think people should feel shame, you know, all the time for doom scrolling. It's like, okay, let's look at it different, because we could be using this in a way where it's kind of like doing the opposite. And I don't really, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like I already touched on that, saying like
Understood.
how it's like that meme was engineered to do exactly that.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, the system where we're all like zombies, yeah, that very system that worked against us, that's about to flip.
Yeah.
And like that meme is like kind of like,
The indicator.
it's like that little needle that's like holding it together that's gonna flip it to the other side.
Yeah.
And soon, like I could see like kids doom scrolling, learning and being enlightened at like a rapid rate, like an exponential rate.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I want to kind of like want
No,
to
for
step back
sure.
from that topic and get into raw,
Yeah.
so that we could like openly use it.
Yeah.
So the word raw, right? Not only is it the ending of Vaura, it is a direct tether to the sun, Ra, Egyptian. And also phonetically the same as like Raw, like WWE, SmackDown, like Raw. And so in that world of rawness is like realness, authenticness, radiance. And that is being used now by me and by people who choose to adopt it as like a signature. So after I'm done saying something I believe is true and authentic, I'll sign off with a raw, like this and that, rah. Because that is my truth, that is my light. And also we incorporated it, or I've incorporated it into my project, which is called El Uprising. So it's like a language that I'm working within the very structure of my art and my existence, because I see it as another signal, right? Like the bunny. It's a signal for a shift into full awareness, full awakening, full radiance. So anytime you hear it or see it, it's like a reminder, it's a signal to, like you're back in it. You snap back into your God form, your God-likeness. Raw.
Hell yeah.
Tight shit.
So,
How do you perceive raw?
I think it's empowering. I know it's empowering. It's like a power up, you know, when I hear it, when I say it. But as I, grasp it more at its root, I adopt it into my ideology, into my system, into my perception of self. So that though has been a newer grasp for me within the last, I think since February, since you introduced the project. Even the raw has, we think of symbols in Egypt and at the surface level that's always been in proximity, that iconography and just the word at its surface. But I think earlier in the year is when it really started to resonate as you introduced it.
February.
Yeah.
The month of the Great Fire.
For sure. And every day, and the more we, activate it, I grasp it more and let it permeate and funnel and become concrete in my life. So yeah.
It's like, people say language virus. This is a language, whatchamacallit?
I don't even, what is the opposite of a virus?
What's
cure?
Like cure? No,
Yeah.
I would say healing.
Healing.
It's like language, engineered healing language.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because it sticks.
Yeah.
Remember, and this is something between me and Hassan, but the type shit lingo, right? This is popular lingo when we were in high school. This is something that would be said. And it kind of fizzled out for a moment there. And in that moment in that stillness, I remember I was at Moth with you and I was like, hey, type shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, why did we collectively stop saying that? And this was pre-Playboy Cardi type shit.
Yeah.
And I looked at Hassan and I was like, hey, let's bring it back.
Yeah, no, facts.
Let's bring it back. And it started there. People around us started saying it again. And then 2 months later, type shit, Playboy Cardi.
Yeah.
That isn't like a boast. That is just like a testament to
Exactly.
what we are capable of and what we're capable
that
of.
power, but also it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we're all pulling from a creative library and source. And I'm not saying this in a derogatory way. I like Type Shit by Playboy Cardi,
Yeah.
but it's like, okay, you can pull this book and it can be used in so many different ways and programmed and activated in so many different ways. So when I was seeing that unfold, not only within our own social ecosystem echo chamber, but amongst the mass, it was truly a testament to power and not a thing of validation, but it's like, okay, be rooted and unwavering in belief in self.
Yeah.
And the power of the tone.
Like, because you think about, because you know what got me thinking about is like, who were the cool kids in school, right? Cool always meant you do what you want to do. And the cool kids always had like their own lingo, like, and they did their own thing. And they, like, when I think about cool, I'm thinking about, there's this one guy, he has his own like language. He goes like, he
So
says,
the Baltimore dude?
yeah, he says like ER after everything. He's
okay.
he's like
Oh,
Baltimore, like thater is
Yeah.
cooler.
No, yeah, that's C Nova.
C Nova, and bro, my girl does not like. And I'm like, when I talk about him, because like she doesn't understand, I guess. But like, bro, that dude is like cool to me.
Yeah.
Like he be doing some freaky stuff, but
Yeah.
like, bro, it's like I respect it. Like
Yeah.
he's out here being his authentic self,
And he committed to it.
and he committed.
And he's unwavering. And that
He's a committer. For
committer.
Sure.
For sure. No, I like him a lot.
And back to the power of words. Word is everything. Word is bond. Word is what tethers us to this physical perception. And cool is being able to understand that power and flow with it.
Yeah.
Because that type shit, like that almost, was a surprise. But then whenever I looked around and understood what you were capable of, it was a reflection of, and it reminded me of what I'm capable of. And it was like, a moment.
Yeah.
It was like the moment itself was a signal for us to shift into our true power.
Nah, facts.
And with that though, I want to say type shit. We don't say type shit anymore.
I try not to.
We shifted it because there was another meme, right? It was the Shake Your Dreads meme.
Yeah.
And I remember my little brother showed me it, and I was like, what is this? And he says, type shift. And I was like, hold on, that's family friendly. That's going to go even further.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about, even in my music, if you want to reach more of an audience,
Yeah.
it needs to be clean.
Nah, facts.
Because I'm thinking like Coldplay reach.
Yeah.
So when it comes to linguistics and it comes to signaling in language, it's got to be for the kids too.
Yeah.
And kids can't say shit. So it's like type shift.
Yeah.
And also it's more of an accurate depiction of what that linguistic signal is used for, which is to shift conversation.
Yeah.
So if you say type shit, it's like you're digressing. Or you're like, type shit. Like, hey, like, it is like that. And you're shifting into the next, you're shifting into the next phase of conversation with that being. So I think bringing it to like type shift is a more accurate use of that signal to help, but I digress.
I think it's one of the type shit/shift is one of the greatest, and I don't know the appropriate and the most accurate terminology for it or what it's called, but phrases within conversation.
Yeah.
Because it stands and serves as I see you.
Yeah.
And I hear you.
Yeah. It's like an
Affirmance. Yeah. It's truly an affirmation of I recognize and I resonate. But at the same time, like, and it can be used in so many ways in conversation, but it is to progress. Like, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Type shift.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Shift.
So I really like the terminology, and I'm committing to adopting the type shift more, because also it serves as a double entendre if we think about the action, or even it's just uber meta if you think about the action of the keyboard. And type and shift and things of that nature, and that code and programming. It gets super meta, almost like
no Facebook,
no ad,
no Zuck,
kind of like beautiful, and I don't know if oxymoron is the way, but I don't know, but
I know you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's like things like that naturally occur. One thing I wanted to say though is like, okay, with trends come and go, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with language. Same thing with hot like words. But there are a few of those that are solidified, that don't go away, that are like forever relevant. And one of those things to me was always, my name is Jeff.
No, I can't get behind
You
this
can't
agenda.
for me, it's like, it's just always appropriate. It's just like, to me, maybe I am aged, but like, it's just like one of those things where it's like, it's like,
I don't think
it's not lame. Like,
I don't think it holds the same like input value to conversations and spaces.
Yeah.
Like type shit / type shift.
Yeah.
My name is Jeff. Like you can use it now, but it was never a progressor within
I know.
conversation and language.
I don't think so
It was
either.
always like how we have like ear candy and eye candy.
Yeah.
It was always like comedic
Yeah.
social candy.
yeah. But I think it's, I'm not saying that it holds the same value. I'm saying that it's still applicable.
But
Like,
how though?
it's like, okay, there's an awkward moment, and you just hit the my name's Jeff.
But the pursuit, like the intention, is for comedic safety net
Yeah.
and value.
Well, I think it's more of like, for me, the way I use it is comedic unification. You know, like when everybody's attention is like dispersed because of an awkward moment, like it's like the my name Jeff is like that old reliable, like, hold up, we're still here.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hey, hold
It'll
on,
bring you
remember
back.
culture?
Yeah.
Remember culture?
I hear you.
And it's like,
You're also go ahead, my bad.
it's also like, you know, like what is something that is like, that's come and gone, that like people don't say anymore. Like my dad will say something like, let's get jiggy with it.
I think that still has some roots.
Maybe we can bring that, you know.
No,
what I'm
I don't
saying?
think it's necessarily gone. You know, it's gone. Mad or not? You mad or no? That's gone.
Wait, hold up, because I feel like I want to say that now.
No, for sure.
Mad
but
or not?
I used it the other day only because I was listening to Speaker Knocker's song "Lonely," where he says it, and I brought it back, and it's stand and served as a thing of familiarity, but at the same time, you mad or not is not. I mean, some people can argue type shift and type shit is not universal, but it doesn't have the same. Like, my name is Jeff is banking on like, you know, this meme.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah.
The thing is, I can't really program and engineer my
Yeah.
name is Jeff like I could type shift.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like at the last 2 workplaces that I've worked, type shit has been grasped
Yeah.
by elders.
Yeah.
And they got it. Some of them even started using it. Sometimes I have to catch myself. I'm like, why am I saying this
Yeah.
here? But then I start to see them use it.
Because it's like you're letting them into your code.
For sure. And
Yeah.
it's like a cool.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, I'm not to, and maybe this, don't hold me to this, but we live in a time of more acronym and ad lib than our predecessors.
Yeah.
And there's always been phrases, but I think the phrases are almost parallel to music. The phrases of those time, like get jiggy with it and jive turkey and things of that nature, those phrases had a different composition to where they flowed differently. It's almost like song that like they're putting full bars together when they're saying these phrases and things. And you can parallel our language to like today's maybe rap music and things of this nature has become more of a thing of cadence and shorter phrase and structure.
Yeah.
So I think our ad-libbing and phrases
Yeah.
and a lot come and go, but they can be more universally grasped amongst more social locations, more age brackets. Races and all things of that sort.
Yeah, I see.
And there's beauty in both, because I paralleled it to music because I think that, like you can make that same parallel. Like music structure has changed as far as composition because of like technology and accessibility, or instrumentation might have become less because of technology and accessibility to
Yeah.
produce within DAWs and different things. But there's beauty to both.
Yeah.
And the analog and the digital and the instrumentation. But I think that there's such a grand parallel and tie to our language there.
Yeah. Like, again, or not again, but from what you just said, there's analog and there's digital. Both are different, but both highlight different things.
Yeah, for sure.
And, you know, with digital, you know, maybe you have more time to focus on vocal inflections. And with instrumentation, you know, you have more time to focus on like instrumentation inflections.
Yeah.
So it's like everything has its purpose when it comes to. But I think the one thing that is behind all of that matters the most is the energetic,
Yeah, the feeling.
the energy and the intention.
Yeah.
That is always, it doesn't matter what culture shapes it, you know, that is always truth.
Yeah.
You know, and when it comes to communicating, I think type shift is bringing us one step closer towards telepathy.
Yeah.
Being able to speak telepathy. Because if we just type shift, like if you type shift to my type shift, like type shift, say it.
Type shift.
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 Like we could type shift ourselves into like communicating completely telepathically.
Yeah.
And there was a moment where
There has to be a grand chemistry there, though.
I don't even think, well, that's the thing is like, there could be a grand chemistry in humanity. And this is where we're going into Moors, right? In picturing and imaging a people that had that chemistry, that were that connected, that were able to accomplish these things. Because you know what I was thinking about when I was here working in my job? It's like, okay, everybody has positions and roles. But when I was a child, I would be like, well, I can do all that. Like, I want to do this, this, and that. I want to do all of it. And then the world shapes you into like, no, everybody has their roles. Like, everybody has their positions. And then I started believing that. And I was like, you know what, that actually makes sense. In a machine, everybody, you know, has a cog, or everybody is a cog. Everybody does their part, and then they build something together. But why? Why can't we all be cogs that are capable of doing everything? Because then we can understand how we can be in our positions better. Because if let's say that you're doing that over there, let's say that you're DPing, right? But if I also DP, then it's like I know exactly how I could communicate to you. And so whenever you're like thinking that, oh, well, I need to be just a DP and I need to be a master in that, it's like, hold on, why not just be a master of reality? Why not just be a master of reality? Let's get 5 people who are masters in reality, and let's build something then.
I think that's a beautiful testament
Yeah.
to like people being Swiss Army knives, and there's so many ifs. I don't want to be limiting and speak and belief, but at the same time, the social infrastructure, and it's an accessibility thing, and a privilege to be a Swiss Army knife, in whatever realm, workspace, medium.
See, I wouldn't say Swiss Army knife.
Or let's find a better terminology for somebody who can do it all, or a Renaissance person, or because
I would say more.
a Moor. Okay, bet that Moor is a thing of
Being more,
more,
like literally more.
but
like,
more than circumstance and more than reality. But at the same time, I think that it also is a blessing and a privilege to be more, to aspire for more, to be able to be deployed in more realms, works, mediums. Like, okay, well, damn, I might not be a master DP, but I can DP here. I can also edit and and then interview. So it's okay. I'm a little bit more here, but I've also had the time.
A little bit more, huh?
I've had the time, the privilege, and the accessibility to
Yeah.
be more and to not worry,
Yeah.
to cultivate said things, and to have the safety to and the able-bodiedness and the able-mindedness to pursue more and do more with no penalty. Because also it's like if I didn't have, I can list a gajillion privileges like down to
Yeah.
my able-bodied and able-mindedness. But if I didn't have XYZ accessibility to certain tech or information, or even I'm not that. I don't think I've been that traumatized in my life. Not that I want to be trauma Olympics, but to where my psyche is okay to balance and make this happen. I think, and everybody's special, but to do more and to be more is a commitment and a bypass
Yeah.
of whatever limitations, but also a thing of privilege and blessing.
Yeah.
Because it's also subjective. It's more subjective.
I completely understand where you're coming from, but I have to disagree fully. I have to disagree. I think it's a choice to be more, to want to be more. Of course, you have environmental circumstances, but even then, you have people who are capable of choosing their way and creating their own reality. I think privilege, the word privilege, does privilege exist? Yes, privilege exists. But what do you do with that privilege? I think it's an even playing field.
That's a privilege. That's a statement of privilege, though.
I don't think so. And I think I know I'm walking on that line, but like this is where consciousness shifts. Is like on that line, I see if I were to claim privilege and more, it's like I'm holding on to that. I'm holding on to that energy to somebody who I don't even know, who I perceive to have less privilege because they're in different circumstances. Then you're thinking about what is privilege? Is privilege subjective? What if privilege is being away from a system, being away from the American system? What if that's privilege? What if being within a privileged system in the United States, what if that is the ultimate oppression? Being privileged within America. What if being unprivileged in America is privilege? Because you don't have those systematic indoctrinations that hold you to believe that you have a privilege over the people who don't have that systematic indoctrination. And I'm just saying in general, like I'm not trying to incorporate your personal
for
take,
sure.
but your personal take is what is guiding me into this take.
No, for sure. I think it's like
I think
go ahead.
more is a choice. To be more is a choice. And when you see a signal, it's prompting you to make a decision. Do you want to be more? Do you want to shift into an awakening? It starts with the choice. The privilege is the signal. If you can see the signal, if you have access to see signs, then you have a choice. And the signs come from within. The signs will come when you go within yourself. You're not going to look and find a sign. You're going to go within, and then you'll be granted the sight to see signs and signals to prompt you into that decision to be more. And that's my take.
For sure. I think there's like at the end, and I don't want to get redundant or back and forth because a lot of it's subjective, but at the end of it with the signal, it's empowering to grasp and to choose and commit to a different reality, or cultivating a reality, a desired one that'll be fruitful for yourself, and having the mindset of unwavering belief. I think that is the universal truth of a Moor, or like I'm committing to more.
Yeah.
It's like belief in self to cultivate.
And let me get into like the history of the Moorish people so that there's some context here. So me and Hassan are gravitating towards a Moorish identity because I have blood from Spain, and before Spain was Christian, it was Muslim, and it was Moorish. And I've been kind of like reverse remembering and engineering what it means to be a Spaniard and what it means to be Mexican and what it means to be also indigenous to the Americas. And that's the word that I stumbled into. I was like, Moor, what Moors? The Moors, what are those guys? Wait, Spain was Muslim? Like walking through Spain and seeing Muslim architecture was like, wait, what is going on here? Like, I guess there was something happening here before that I see to be more sacred. And then you look at the Americas and recent discoveries that I have come to where the Moors were also in America before Columbus, before colonization. And then you have the Berbers, and then you have an entire ecosystem of consciousness existing before colonialism in the Americas. And it's like, okay, maybe that's what this feeling is. Maybe that's what this reverse work is showing me, is that this colonial structure that we have privilege in isn't what is going to be here for much longer.
No, for sure.
And
250 years, I think, is like the...
No. I think tomorrow, I think this.
And I think we're at it. I think, I could be wrong, but I think we're at the 250 now.
Oh yeah, it's actually.
Yeah, no, I think the structural collapse that we're seeing is because we're at the 250.
I think, I
could be wrong, but I think
this
so.
colonial system is very much like the World Fair system of building up a plastered system just to pretend that it is permanent, and it is going to be washed away because it was built with no real foundation. Because the roots and soil and soul of the land always wash away. I mean, always are going to wash away pretenders. And, ever since, even as a child, growing up in a going to private school, being amongst white people, I wouldn't even say, that's another thing, I don't like saying white and black people. Being amongst people of this system, children of this system, it was like, well, being one of the only minorities in a, and I'm sure you can relate to this.
Yeah. Being
one of the only minorities in a predominantly, I guess I have to say the word.
Got you.
White. That there's already, it's like you're a vortex of energy. It's like people are looking at you for answers, and then they're also using you as a trash can at the same time. Because it's like you're the piece that is like causing friction. And I guess that's how white people felt when they first got here. Like indigenous peoples were looking at them for answers, but also they were like, what are you doing here? And like, it was causing a friction. So naturally, they're wanting to build a system where they felt like they belonged. And with that fear comes the yearn to dominate. Because once you're in a fearful state of like, I'd feel like I don't belong, that's whenever you become a bully. And like, I kid you not, like that's what happened in my personal experience. As like, I sunk into that fear of not belonging, and I understood where I stood fully, and then used it to dominate and to be a bully. And so like there was a period in middle school where I was confused and I was a bully because people were looking at me, and I took advantage of that and used it for malicious reasons because of fear. But that's my personal experience with it.
No, for sure.
It's like a microcosm of possibly what could happen
For
in
sure,
our external
no.
reality.
What you just said really resonated. I had like a mild, like not flashback, but an analysis of where I'm at in my life, and mainly in the realms of like entertainment and music, and this space that I'm in, and this great system and network of artists and of a multitude of different mediums. But at the same time, it's like that fear that you talk about, and that space of bullying, have that yearn to belong or feel vindicated and validated, is birthed from like colonialism, and systems of capitalism too. So I just took all that and just like reevaluated like my whole thing with art and music and whatever my creative output into that landscape. So it's like, hey, let me reinforce and make sure that analyze that I'm not putting any of that out into this space, because that space of competition and that idea of competition within this space of art and things is birthed from capitalism and the systems we have here.
Right,
So
because it rewards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been like, having a different grasp, but that what you just said gave me a good like, hey, analyze what you got going on, and root and gold and raw and empowerment and belief in self, because also that fear is a reflection of or a lack of belief in self, and ego. So that all that pretty resonated with me really well to like evaluate, and also like grasping the idea of like be unconditional, or conditional versus unconditional as far as input and output, support, energy, and love to the world, but also more concentrated into the space of art and peers. And I've been like grasping that and finding my balance and my peace with it, especially as I become more involved and fueled my passion and my purpose in the space of performance and music, and like rooting myself in, hey, be unwavering and make sure you're doing it for you first. And because I know when I get away from that, then that's when that fear comes to the surface, or feelings of lesser, or actions and ideologies of competition or capitalism arise and grasp. A lot of this is also just because I need to truly just, and not that I don't waver, but root myself in I'm doing this for me first, and then defining what it is I want and why I want it, to make sure that these wants and these activations are not mimetic, because we've been programmed a certain way for a long time, to have mimetic desires, especially under these systems or the realms of art and entertainment that we work in.
Okay, two things. One, like you flowed into the topic that I wanted to touch on, which was how artists are misused and have been hijacked to oppress their communities.
Yeah.
But before that, I was thinking, okay, we need to introduce ourselves.
Nah, facts. I want to say something at first. Like when you first started going into Vaura, but I'm like, you're already in the flow.
Yeah.
So that'll come.
Bet.
Yeah. You go ahead.
Okay, so I go by DVTè, which is DVTE, Deployable Vibrational Tuning Environment. It also serves as a deprogramming program. a vibrational tuning environment, hence the signal of shift, right? You come into Vaura and you shift, and then through DVTè, which is the program that I am conducting, you tune your vibration higher. My real name is Gabriel, and hence why I wanted to name my project El Uprising, because of the L and Gabriel and Hassan's El Amin, his last name. And names, I just wanted to tether and speak it. And yes, but I digress.
My name is Hassan El Amin. My full name is Hassan Ibn Talabdin El Amin. It's Arabic. At the surface level, it means Hassan is the son of Talabdin El Amin, my father. But each word is Hassan is gentle and caring. Ibn is the son of. Talabdin is student of the religion. And El Amin, my last name, is trustworthy. My artist name is For El Amin. It's kind of meta, but also a testament to why I do what I do, is making sure that it's for me and my family, and upholding my namesake, and standing and rooting myself in that trustworthiness and that integrity to do it for me, but for my family, for my name. And also the four, I am the fourth child of my father.
I know it.
No, for sure. I'm the fourth child of my father, and I also had have a medium and outlet that I collaborate with a close brother of mine, Jordan Ross, called Forever, and that really just sparked, when we did that, and it was divine. We were staying on the 4th floor in Du Bois when I attended Morehouse College.
Morehouse?
That's crazy. And the synchronicities of 4 kind of gave birth and divinely came together to establish that outlet and that medium as Forever. So it all made sense when I was being blessed and the choice of my artist name and just going by who I am and what I do and why I do. But having that be a testament and a reminder to keep it that. And when I sway away from that, come back or let it go. So yeah, that's Hassan El Amin or For El Amin or El Amin, either or works. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DVTè, For El Amin,
Yeah.
Gabriel, Hassan.
A lot of E's.
A
lot of E's and a lot of L's and A's. All that's divine. I think it just gives more fuel to be more commanding of within word and of the reality, but at the root of it, belief and thought process, because it all starts up here and it matters up here first, because this 3D is just a reflection of this and the 4D and that psychological and metaphysical belief and source. So also I just want to say it feels good to hear myself speak. Like no, for sure. But also like as I'm speaking, I just got reminded that I'm like, hopefully this
we're recording this, huh?
Not just that. No, not just that. But it's like I'm real type shit.
Oh yeah.
Type shift. And this is powerful.
I'm real. I'm really, really real.
It's a good song. I try to like the song you're just singing is to write and structure my output as affirmations, as spells, and a journal and testament to where I've come from, what has transpired, triumph and conflict, but where I'll be and who I am now. So I just went off on a mild tangent, but the I'm real just reminded me of that, of like what my pursuit and current output is, becoming more affirming and with my output and sonically, musically.
I would, yeah.
Also, we introduced ourselves though. I don't want to take us off because you were about to talk about artists.
Yeah, I
and-
want to go.
yeah,
I'm gonna take a break and then come back to that.
Yeah, that makes
I,
sense.
I want to go into my music too, so that people have an idea. I'm kind of with Hassan now. I'm aligned. I would say I'm aligned with Hassan on that now. Hassan has helped me discover that as well, and being affirming in music, speaking reality. Because I often see whenever I'm in my studio recording, it's like I'm picturing the reality I want to live in, and then I spell it into reality, and then it happens. And that's how word works. And that's why it's important as artists, as influential people of the community, to be held accountable for what you say in your music. And I didn't have a full understanding of this when I was younger. I was more in like that competitive state and more in the fear-based
Creation.
consciousness of creation. And if you go into my earlier work, it'll be angrier. And when I listen to it, it's like it shifts my consciousness back into that. But now, from the future, I can appreciate it for what it was, and it helps me learn about those consciousness states. And I like having it available for people to learn from my experiences. And that's how I want to build DVTè, as like a journey for people to experience. You can start from wherever you need in my catalog, from the most recent to the earliest, and you can learn from my journey and from my experience. And I think that goes with every artist.
Yeah.
And, because a lot of the times I would find myself wanting to delete certain songs or delete projects. And at this point, I would say it's a responsibility as an artist. If you put it out there, if you're going to put it out there, that's the sacrifice. People are going to learn from you. People are going to either love you for it or they're going to hate you for it. That's the sacrifice of being an artist and being somebody that puts things into the world. And yeah, I'm kind of going on a tangent too. I'm trying to find my way.
can take a break.
Back on track. But with that said, I'm not the perfect example of what an artist should be to help progress consciousness and to fuel the community righteously.
But why say you're not the perfect example? There's no such thing as a perfect example.
Yeah, you're right.
Because that's subjective in that sense. But it's
yeah.
as long as there's intention there and to grasp and uplift, that can sound like a whole lot of different things.
Yeah.
But as long as there's some commit to that.
Yeah.
And you're past a certain threshold, I think it's
Yeah.
you're it.
I think the space I'm in now is raw. Is I love. But it's I'm projecting onto these artists that are in my proximity. But at the same time, how can I project that whenever I was their age? I was almost the same. And so it's me wanting the community to be in a space of knowing, but then it's also my own projection of my past. So it's I'm in a state where I'm trying to balance, giving grace to those artists who are still learning and who's still on their journey, while trying to also broadcast to them, hey, you don't have to do it by yourself. You can learn from me. And that's a big brother mentality. And this is what I tell my little brothers, is all of the mistakes I've made, you can choose to not make those mistakes because you can learn them from me. You can ask me about it, and you can skip those steps.
How fast?
And I think that's what community is for. I think that's why it's important to uphold elders, because you learn from them. And I think that's something that, I want to establish is that, hey, like, please let me be big bro. Like, we're here together. I'm seeing things happen that I have already suffered through. I wouldn't even say, well, yeah, a lot of things, it was a suffering. We don't have to do that. Like, we don't have to do that. And I think what I'm looking for really is connection, and for us to be more synchronized as a community. Like with you, no, like we're in sync. But when it comes to our immediate community, like within Moth and within, well, Moth is really like the community.
You
within
say
Houston
Greater Houston.
is, okay. Yeah, we'll come back to this because it basically is what I'm looking for is to be understood more, and to be understood as a Moor, as somebody who isn't just one angle of light, who is light, because that's how I want to see everyone, as their light in its wholeness. And that's the world that I want, I don't like saying I, but that's the world that I see in the future, is no one is this, and this. We are all together, and we are in our full capacity. That's the Moorish community that I see for the future. That's the raw life that I see for the city and for the world. It's like an age of Christ, like the age of Christ. You hear in prophecy and in religious texts. It's a way of life. And that's what I mean like by Moor as a signal. It's like a signal into a new consciousness, state of consciousness, as a people. And the first step is believing in it and speaking it. And I digress.
Type shift.
But yeah, let's break and test the audio and shift, because this is, I low-key didn't test yours. But yeah, we'll be back. Tai shit. Ozzy Osbourne,
Hey.
dying. A perfect example of the beast system, an agent of the beast system. This is Aleister Crowley at work, right? Because to have beast children that feed this beast system, you need beast programming. And Ozzy Osbourne was one of those, part of the rock and roll. Ugh. When you see this, that is a signal into a lower shift. And it's outdated, and it's not. That's the structure that is being unspelled, right? That's the system of illusion that is being broken. So the first thing that we were going to be talking about is the age of illusion is collapsing. So this is whenever the true soul of the land starts to seep back through its people. And with that, we're understanding how young artists, right, are being harvested emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Because to be an agent and artist of Ra or Allah, the Most High, is inherently a battle against the beast system. So that's why you'll have artists go crazy and be paranoid, like, oh, like they're going to get me, like everyone's working against me. That is because quite literally, everything here is quite literally working against you. But now, in the age where the illusion is collapsing, you'll see standings and foundation for these artists to rise. And you'll see artists like Ozzy Osbourne fade away. And when it comes to, and sorry, yeah, we're back from our break. That kind of just jumped right back into it. Now we're touching on the topic of artists within the community, which, by the way, we are in Houston, Texas, one of the cultural meccas of the world, one of the Trinity of Texas, two of the South, which is one of the most influential, soulful lands in the world. So, to give you perspective, to me, it always has been the center of the universe, Houston. And Hassan is from St. Louis, which I think is another cultural mecca and ancient city of the Americas. St. Louis, isn't St. Louis on the Mississippi?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, people are awakening to mirrored dimensions of Egypt on the east and in the west. If you follow the Mississippi, you'll see cities named Egypt and things of like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a mirrored dimension.
Yeah.
And St. Louis, you know, this is something I haven't been able to express to you, is one of those, like, one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And me, I know I have a bias because I'm, you know, from the area, so I think my city, of course, is like the center of the world.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your city and then Houston?
I love St. Louis. I love Houston. St. Louis definitely has a lot of cultural roots and contributions to the Americas and black culture and entertainment culture and the arts culture. Historically, you know, St. Louis was the epicenter of trade and transport until those building plans were shifted to Chicago, which aided in establishing Chicago as more of a prominent piece for, and piece not being derogatory in this use, for transport and culture and hub. But St. Louis has, it's growing, its color is being restored, because there's a lot in St. Louis politically that has held it back as far as old systems or politicians and crabs in a bucket ideology mentality, but that is fading and those roots are being uprooted and there's a shift happening. So I'm so appreciative of St. Louis because it's poured into me and made me who I am today. But Houston has been extremely important in the South in my development. Before Houston, I was living in Atlanta. When I was leaving Atlanta, I'm like, where can I go that's down south that really has some cultural root and diversity and range. And what a grand motivator for me, like, as I was choosing these cities to, you know, move and migrate to, what culture was music. And I know so much of, especially within rap, of that music root comes from here. And that swag and cadence and that pace beyond the music within the social landscape and infrastructure is one that I appreciated and I still appreciate as I live here in Houston. And it shaped me and aided me and my endeavors and outputs. I'm so appreciative of Houston, and I've only scratched the surface level of what the city has to offer across all mediums and facets of life, from food to people to opportunity and entertainment and growth to community and elevation. So Houston is like the ultimate gold mine, and space,
It was deep.
place, and platform to be and build. So I love
To get
Houston.
rooted in too.
I love Houston a lot, and I'm not a Houstonian, but I'm so excited to continue to reap the fruits of the space and the city because it's so vast and large.
On the topic of Houston, you know, the problem I have is that whenever you think of Houston, you're thinking Astros, oil, but culturally, when it comes to, back to the topic of artists being used against their communities and harvested if they're not, we have the cultural leaders here in Houston, and their light is shedding light on, well, here, let me backtrack. The cultural, okay, what I'm trying to say is, like, when you think about Houston, people think double cup, people think lean, people think a pharmaceutical drug. That's by design. Whenever you think about Houston cultural influencers, you're thinking Paul Wall, you're thinking Screw, right? These are all people that push and advocate for pharmaceuticals. That is a lack of accountability on our part as a people. Yes, do these artists pave ways for us to explore consciousness and culture? Yes, but to a certain degree, they no longer serve the people. They serve the beast system.
I also think that can go two ways, though. I think it's a thing of subjectivity, like, because I don't think I can deny the cultural contribution or, like, even to where their physical input into the space. I can't deny them that. I can see the minuses as far as the anecdotal minuses, but I don't, especially for me as Houstonian, I don't think it'd be wise for me to back that either, like that they don't have any cultural contribution or contribute like to an act. I'm talking like to the actual, like being in, like Paul Wall, being in the community and doing stuff for the community.
That's the thing, though, right? Everything that you do is who you are. But if you do it wearing a Coca-Cola t-shirt, I'm not fucking with you. And, like, that's it. You have Coca-Cola companies in Mexico sucking up all of the water to where the people can't drink water. And then Coca-Cola gives them Coca-Cola to drink. And Coca-Cola, you know, I'm using as an example.
Yeah.
Because what I'm talking about is oxycodone. I don't care what it is that you think you do, as long as you're repping a pharmaceutical. It's like,
Do you think these are still narratives being pushed, though?
Yes.
Like
yes.
from that bracket of artists, from that elder?
Do you think about it? When you think about building systems, right? When you build your system on a drug, you're tethered to that system, because as soon as you're off the drug, you feel like you're no longer you. You're no longer true to what you built your platform on. So when you build your platform off of talking about drugs, talking about lust, or things of that nature, your following that you build stays in that consciousness state. So if you leave that consciousness state, you leave your platform. That is growth for most artists. But whenever you build, that's what the beast system upholds. People signing to a label which tethers them to their following, right? Now they have an obligation to uphold and feed this following, and further degrading the community as a result.
You don't think there can ever be an anecdotal shift, or that we can see?
And this is how. Hold them accountable.
No, I'm talking about anecdotal shift within, even beyond any of the Houston OGs. But like like think about across all music spaces and things of that nature. Like
Yeah.
you don't think there's ever an anecdotal shift for that serves as redemption or committing to a different consciousness?
Yeah, well, for example, you have Eminem's Recovery, okay? Yeah, of course there's redemption. I'm not seeing that here. I'm not seeing, okay, you have a redemption era, but then you go back into your double cup era. Okay.
But do you think I don't even think that's a prominent thing amongst the OGs. To be honest, I'm not bumping their music anymore, but I don't even think there's any production going on from OGs as far as pushing this anymore.
I'm talking about mainstream.
Okay.
So I'm not talking about underground culture. I'm talking about mainstream Astro Stadium. Like, who did the Astros have it inside, right? It's still a culture. It's still like it's still like foundational.
For sure.
And it's like, when you ask somebody from St. Louis about Houston, oh, slow down, double cup. And it's like, no, that's not us anymore. That's not who we are. That's not what's cooking in the underground. That's what's on the way out, that's being upheld by people in power that are oppressing us. And it's like, before we can shift into this new consciousness, into this new reality and lushness that Houston holds, we got to kick out the drugs. This is simple. And like, you can make it complicated and you can make it this and that, and we'll think about everything that they've done for us, and none of that. It's like, bro, if you're repping empire, bro, you are empire. We are not empire. We are rebels. It's simple. Like, it's not in. I don't respect those men, and I'm done tolerating anybody who thinks and associates Houston with those men. And honestly, I like a lot of their music, and I understand where they're coming from as a man. But also, as a man, if you're choosing to, after doing that, after connecting to represent a pharmaceutical, all of it's out the window. It's like, I don't respect that. And I want this to be a moment for the city to be like, this is where we hold accountability. And this is where it shifts. This is where we are able to clear the minds and consciousness so that a new culture and art form can exist. This is where we, artists like us, will have fertile soil to grow out of. And beyond that, Frosty, Navi, it's going to create systems, and it's going to create an ecosystem to where we can flourish, to where we aren't crushed by this entity and this entity, you know? Artists have been used to degrade communities probably since the CIA came into art. And, you know, if you want to learn more about the CIA in the music industry, you can listen to Candace Owens. Because I don't want to get into that. I want to get into more of like a conscious, an elevated flow state. I don't want to get into specifics and documents. If you want to learn more about the CIA in the music industry, NWA, Aleister Crowley, you can research on your own, or you can listen to Candace Owens. I agree with a lot of what she says about the music industry and the CIA. But foundationally, what is happening within communities is that you'll see an artist or somebody of leadership come into their power, and systematically they will be targeted and upheld through a signature. That signature ties them to an obligation of a beast system, unknowingly. But it's on them because they made the choice. They are in pursuit of desire and wealth and validation because they're broken inside and they need love. And the system identifies that and extracts it and uses it against their own community. And then you'll have people like Mexican OT. And it's like, goes to say, is like, I say his name because it's needed. It's accountability. I've met him in person. And do I have any problem with him personally? Absolutely not. I don't know him personally. I know his entity. I know his energy that siphons and harvests my community, my people. And so that's how it starts. You say their names and you hold them accountable. And then we learn and grow from it.
Hell yeah.
Raw.
Did you have any other points you want to hit?
Yeah, how about you hit this point? Let's see. Yeah, that stream was more like Houston based.
No,
like
for
Houston.
sure, for sure.
So I had to, dive into that. First things first, RIP X. So one, Vaura is a resistance, right? It's an implemented structure resisting against a beast system. And it's resistance with awareness, not weapons. And yeah, that's the statement on that. We are memory, we are future, we are now, and we're together. How about we can get into the difference between propaganda and programming, and then we can kind of weave into a portal out.
I think propaganda and programming difference is, I think intention. Intention, the message and structure, the framing and structure, the intention, and then the structure and framing of said message, and then whatever the chosen platform is, are like criteria that deems or serves as a gauge and difference between programming and propaganda. But also, I think propaganda can be programming as like, I think,
yeah.
Those can lie in the same circle in the Venn diagram, but programming,
It's more of like a neutral.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then when you have the intent behind it, then it has the good,
Yeah.
the positive cadence,
Yeah.
sprinkles on top. But
See, because like most people, when you say program, especially like older people, they're thinking, oh, TV.
yeah,
It's talking about my TV show. It's talking about my westerns. Well, no, you need to zoom out and look at it literally. A program. What does that make you? It makes you the system that's being programmed. Because if you view your consciousness as a system of signals and memory, you're being programmed into a state of consciousness. That is, if you follow the money, whoever funds the program, that's what the program serves. That's why it's always important to follow the money. If you want to understand yourself, revisit cartoons you watched as a child. Find the producers and the directors, see who funded them. You're going to find an understanding of who and what your behavior is today. Who you are truly is raw, is Vaura, always. But when you find yourself slipping, and when you find yourself doing things that you don't really understand, go and revisit your programs. You're going to find the answers there. And then when you go and revisit, unspell them. You can rewatch movies that you hold dear to you. You can unspell them, reverse engineer them, see where the raw energy is, hold on to that, and see where it isn't, dispel it. And a lot of movies use that raw energy as like their main driver, right? And then put it like the message right here next to it. to where you don't get the real, raw, authentic energy. You get the propagandized program, right? Because raw is the ultimate program. But directors and movies are giving you the propagandized raw, right? It's almost there. So it's like, oh, this feels good. This feels like it's real and true. But then there's like a little disclaimer and a little bit of something that's not real. And that's the propaganda part. That's when you think about like Zionist propaganda within the movie industry. And people now are catching on to it because, people don't really believe in that as much as they used to. They don't have the power that they had like in the 50s and the 60s. So, reverse engineering, deprogram, that's what Vaura is. That's what we're doing now. This is a call to action for people who are watching. It's like, it's time to do your deprogram. It's time to do your, what do we say? Vaura Nation and rejecting
evaluation.
Raw evaluation.
Yeah.
It's time to do your homework, your raw evaluation. Go back into your programming, find the raw, and hold on to that. That's all you need. The God, the Allah, the truth, the light. Dispel anything around that's trying to wield and weaponize it, and walk into your true self, into the Vaura movement. And if you support us and you support that, if you support the truest version of yourself, support us, watch us, allow us to be vessels of this movement for the time being, or however long Allah wills it. And let us rise together and overcome and unfold into our true selves.
Cool, I think that's great.
Anything else you want to say? I kind of like took.
No, I think that's a good note to end on. It's a call to action, but an indicator and a testament to work to be done with everybody. Starting with us, but whoever listens and watches, evaluate and choose to be more.
Yeah.
And every second, this can bleed into anything. Just committing to you and committing to bettering yourself and learning and being aware of more consciousness, and being more raw and undeniable and unwavering in belief in self, and that you control your reality and that these systems won't last. Yeah.
Let me get a little cherry on top topic. So, looking outwards, I think intentionality is something that people are starting to be more of, intentional. And as artists, I think being intentional with our art, that's where your reality will change. And as a listener, being intentional with your listening, that's where our reality changes. Because when we're intentional with our listening, we're intentional with who we give our energy and power to, and who we empower. And when we're intentional about who we empower, that's when we become powerful. With that, call to action, like, comment, and subscribe. Share. If you feel or resonate, share. Very important. Empower yourself and empower your actions, because every little thing matters as much power as you want to give your thumb, let it be.
And empower your people.
Your people, yes, your community. And let this episode be a portal into a new dimension, a new reality where the power is back to the people. And I'll close with our was it would you say it's a slogan or
Nah, I think it's more of like a statement.
statement?
Yeah.
So it's Viva Vaura. If it's not revolution, it's nonsense.
On fire. I want the whole wide world to come down.